You didn't fall in love. You were profiled, chosen because your wounds make you the easiest person in the room to control. And if you click away now, you'll keep calling manipulation love, while someone else quietly rewrites your reality. Stay until the end, or you will walk back into the exact same trap with a different face and swear it was fate again. Manipulators don't look for strong boundaries. They look for soft spots. They listen to how you talk about your past, the ex who didn't appreciate you, the parents who never really listened, the loneliness you laugh off like it doesn't still hurt. To you, it feels like vulnerability. To them, it's a profile. They're not just flirting. They're collecting data. They notice how quickly you start explaining yourself, how fast you apologize even when you're not sure what you did wrong, how scared you are of being seen as the bad guy, how badly you want to prove you're not like other men. Those are not random traits. Those are levers. Here's the part no one likes to admit. You weren't chosen despite your wounds. You were chosen because of them. Dark psychology research is clear. Emotional manipulators and gaslighters look for people who doubt themselves, crave validation, and avoid conflict. Not because they're evil cartoon villains, but because it's easier to bend someone who's already questioning his own worth. At first, it feels like magic. She mirrors your interests, finishes your sentences, makes you feel like she finally gets you in a way no one else ever did. You call it a soul connection. Later, you realize it was a psychological scan. Step 1 is love bombing. Too much attention, too fast. Deep talks on day 2. Future plans on day 3. Compliments so intense they almost make you uncomfortable. You think, maybe I finally met someone who sees me. But what she really sees is this. You're starving. Starving for approval. Starving for safety. Starving for someone to say, you're not crazy, you're not too much. I choose you. The moment she's sure you're hooked, the tactics change. The replies get slower. The tone gets colder. Jokes about leaving appear in arguments. The attention that once felt endless now comes in carefully measured doses. You don't realize it, but you've just been moved from being seen to being tested. Here's where gaslighting walks in dressed as maturity. You bring up something that hurt you. She says, "You're overreacting." You mention something she clearly said. She answers, "I never said that. You're remembering it wrong." You notice a pattern that feels off. She laughs. "You're so paranoid lately. What's wrong with you?" Suddenly, the problem is not what she did. It's your sanity. Gaslighting is not an accident. It's a calculated way to rewrite your memory, so her version of events becomes the only one you trust. And the longer you stay, the less you believe your own mind. This is where Stoicism either saves you, or you misuse it to destroy yourself. Because there's a fake Stoicism that manipulators love. The kind where you tell yourself, I'm just being stoic, I shouldn't be so emotional, I should endure more. That's not Stoicism. That's self-abandonment wearing a philosopher's mask. Real Stoicism does not say, ignore your pain. It says, question your interpretation, but never ignore reality. If your reality is this, you're constantly confused, constantly apologizing, constantly walking on eggshells, constantly doubting your memory. You don't need to be less sensitive. You need to be less available. The Stoic response to manipulation is not to become colder and more numb. It's to become calmer and more precise. You stop asking, am I overreacting? You start asking, what exactly happened? What was said? What changed? You separate facts from feelings like a surgeon. Fact. She raised her voice, insulted you, and then called you dramatic when you went quiet. Fact. She flirted with the boundary, then blamed your insecurity when you noticed. Fact. Every time you bring up a pattern, the conversation turns into an attack on your character. When facts and words don't match, Stoicism teaches you to trust actions. So let's talk about the 7 traits that made you a perfect target, and the 7 Stoic moves that make you untouchable. Trait 1. You over-explain. You write essays to justify your feelings. You think if you just find the right words, they'll finally get it. Stoic move. State, don't sell. I'm not okay with this. This crossed a line for me. If someone needs a 20-minute PowerPoint to respect basic decency, they're not confused. They're comfortable. Trait 2. You fear being the bad guy. You'd rather be hurt than be seen as cold, selfish, or harsh. Stoic move. Accept the villain role in someone else's story if it protects your peace in your own. You are not responsible for how a manipulator frames your boundaries. Trait 3. You mistake intensity for depth. The more dramatic the highs and lows, the more real it feels to you. Stoic move. Measure love by consistency, not chaos. If peace feels boring to you, that's not a sign the relationship is dead. It's a sign your nervous system is addicted to dysfunction. Trait 4. You believe knowledge is enough. You binge dark psychology videos and think awareness alone will protect you. Stoic move. Knowledge without action is self-harm. If you recognize a tactic and stay anyway, you're no longer just a target. You're a participant. Trait 5. You keep trying to fix communication. You think one more talk, one more explanation, one more calm conversation will solve it. Stoic move. When patterns repeat, stop talking and start exiting. The Stoics didn't argue with reality. They adjusted to it. Trait 6. You see her potential more than her behavior. You fall in love with who she could be if she healed, if she changed, if she finally understood you. Stoic move. Judge relationships by the present tense. Not one day, not after therapy, not when she's less stressed. If today is disrespectful, today is enough data. Trait 7. You think you can outlove manipulation. If I'm patient enough, kind enough, understanding enough, she'll stop. Stoic move. Understand that empathy without boundaries is self-destruction. You cannot heal someone by allowing them to keep hurting you. Here's the part that will sting the most, and help you the most. They didn't just manipulate you. They studied you. And the part of you that kept going back was helping with the experiment. That's not said to shame you. It's said to wake you up. Because the only thing more dangerous than being manipulated once is understanding how it works, and still walking back into it with a new face. So what now? You don't need revenge. You don't need to manipulate back. You don't need to win arguments in your head. You need to become the kind of man whose mind is too stable to be programmable. That starts in small, unglamorous ways. Journaling what actually happened so no one can rewrite it later. Pausing before you respond to provocation. Letting calls go unanswered when you're triggered. Saying no once and then holding it. The goal is not to become cold. The goal is to become clear. Because once you're clear on what you saw, what you felt, what you will and won't accept, manipulation loses its favorite weapon, your confusion. One day someone will try the same tricks on you, the same love bombing, the same guilt, the same "you're too sensitive." But this time there will be no hook, just a quiet, internal. I've seen this movie before, and instead of arguing with the screen, you'll simply get up and leave the theater. That's when you'll know you're no longer profiled prey. You're a man with a mind he actually protects. Join the Stoic Cartel. Come back to the fire tomorrow. We'll keep turning every rejection into fuel for the kind of man you're becoming.